So in effect, Your Honor, you are amenable to the proposition that there is a fourth way of amending the Constitution. Uh, as as what is written in the Constitution, you have Constitutional Convention, you have Constituent Assembly, and you have People's Initiative. But there are some commentators who've been saying that there is a fourth way. The fourth way is just pass an ordinary bill and then submit it for ratification by the people. Is that an appropriate way of interpreting the bicameralism mode? Pass a bill, approved by both houses, voting separately, submitted to the people for ratification. And ergo, you change the Constitution. Is that a fourth way, Your Honor?
Constituent Assembly or People's Initiative, you cannot ignore the people. It has to be ratified by them in a plebiscite. But as far as the method of adopting an amendment, there are three: Constitutional Convention, Constituent Assembly, and People's Initiative. The choice belongs to you as Congress of the people, except that the initiative of the people will have to emanate from the people themselves, but there is a vote and some requirements for that to happen. But by and large, the intent and concept, primary concept of the Constitution, it is Congress itself should be the one to introduce the amendments so that it will be expeditious, because it is the fastest way of achieving your amendment. It is no different in passing a law, only that the vote is different and the process is different. You involve the people. In a law, you don't. The vote is different.
If I may ask a follow-up question, Your Honor. I've been totally against, ever since, the granting of a wide latitude of power to the executive branch to formulate implementing rules and regulations. It has developed and evolved in such a way that they decide when to draft the IRR, when to issue the IRR, and sometimes the IRRs would be in conflict with the law, Your Honor. So the tenor of my question is that would that conflict with your earlier proposition of just adding the unless otherwise provided by law, because the law would be transformed again by the executive branch into their own version of IRR, which might be in conflict with the law.
The law cannot be modified by an IRR. The water of the spring cannot rise above the source. The law is complete in every respect. The one that will have to interpret it with finality is the Supreme Court. But as far as legislation is concerned, when you pass a law, it is complete in every respect. Whatever IRR there is must conform with the text, literal text, and spirit of the law. It cannot be modified. With due respect to my side of the government, I'm now a member of the cabinet. we cannot amend the law. We have no amendatory powers. That is a practice. I do not know how it was introduced, and it's being abused.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just made that clarification because if we really push for the unless otherwise provided for by law clause, that is again subject to abuse. And the oversight functions of Congress cannot extend to the nitty-gritty details of what the executive branch is doing unless overturned by the Supreme Court. But I agree, totally agree, Your Honor, Senator Enrile. Thank you, sir.
You can insert a provision that any administrative or implementing regulation, as they call it, in connection with any particular law passed by Congress, should not go beyond the intent of the law. That may be done, but I think that it's unnecessary because every student of law, that is the first thing that we understood when we were students, that the rules and regulations issued to guide the agency of government and its employees in enforcing the law should not go beyond the intent and purpose and what they call spirit, if there is a spirit of the law.
Agree, Your Honor. In fact, our revised penal code, the new civil code of the Philippines, they don't have IRRs. They are self-executing, Your Honor. So I totally agree, Senator Enrile.